oldest daughter has an extreme phobia of needles, especially getting shots and stuff. I mean, it's really, really bad. And she's a little older now, so she gets better. But I remember when she was a little younger, every time we would take her to the doctor for well visits or anything, the first thing she would ask is, do I have to get a shot? I mean, she was just terrified of this. And I remember one particular time, we were in the room, and the doctor finished the exam, and the doctor said, okay, I'm going to go now. The nurse is going to come in to give Morgan her shots. And at that moment, as soon as she said that, Morgan started hyperventilating. It was, I mean, she's going off, right? I mean, she's like falling all over the place. I'm like, y'all gonna have to bring a nebulizer too. I mean, it was bad. I mean, she's going off, she's crying, she's all hysterical because she just doesn't like shots. In fact, her mother even started tearing up. I said, oh no, I can't have both of y'all in here doing this. So her mom left the room, so I'm left in here with Morgan, who is going off. And so now I'm perplexed because I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to throw you some cliches, this too shall pass. And I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to tell you. It's not going to hurt that bad. Then I'd be lying. I don't like needles. You know what I mean? So she's going off. She's going through all this stuff. And so the nurse came in the room and sees Morgan all over the place going crazy, all up under the chairs and all types of stuff. And then she sees me looking all perplexed, not knowing what to do. So I'm so thankful that she began to take control of the situation. So she said, okay, wait a minute, this is what we're going to do. She said, Dad, I want you to sit here in this chair. And she looks at Morgan and she holds her hand. She says, Morgan, do you trust your dad? And Morgan says, yes. She said, is your dad going to protect you? She says, yes. She says, okay, then I want you to sit on your dad's lap because your dad is going to protect you. And so I'm thinking, okay, how is this going to go? Right? So now she's on my lap, but she's still crying. She's still a little disturbed. And so she says, so I'm thinking, is Morgan still crying and stuff? So I look at the nurse, I'm just like, well, do we have to do it now? I mean, can we just wait till next time and do this thing? I mean, we had to go through this? And the nurse says, no, she has to do this because there are going to be some things in her life that she's going to face. That if she doesn't have these shots, she's not going to be prepared for her journey. So she says, but we got this under control because you're her dad and you're going to protect her. You're going to make sure no harm comes to her. So this is what I want you to do, Dad. I want you to wrap your arms tightly around her. So I'm wrapping my arms tightly around her. I'm saying, okay, all right, well, what's going to happen now? So she says, I want you to take your hands and cover her eyes with your hands. So I cover Morgan's eyes with my hands. And she says, Morgan, do you trust your dad? Morgan says, yes. She says, Morgan, do you believe your dad's going to protect you? She says, yes. She said, Morgan, do you know that your dad is not going to let anything bad happen to you? She says, yes. And so suddenly she begins to calm down as I'm holding her tight. So the nurse just keeps talking to her, and the nurse says, okay, Morgan, and she's rolling up her sleeve. She says, Morgan, you know your dad is going to protect you, right? And Morgan's calming down, yeah. Yeah, and she's wiping off the little area where she's about to stick this needle. And I'm like, it's about to go bad. It's about to go down. It's about to go. She says, do you know Morgan, do you know your dad is not going to let any harm come to you? Morgan's like, yes. She's real calm. She takes the needle, she sticks it in Morgan's arm, injects her, takes the needle out, and says, do you know, Morgan, that your dad is not going to let anything bad happen to you? She takes a Band-Aid and puts it over the little needle prick. And then she says, you know what, Morgan? Do you know your dad is going to keep you safe no matter what you go through, no matter how bad it gets? And Morgan says, yes. And she says, Dad, take your hand from Morgan's face so I can see her. And then Morgan says, is it time for my shot? And the nurse says, the shot is already over. Y'all gonna miss this. You're going to miss this. You see, the shot didn't change. The shot never went away. She still had to get stuck with that needle. The needle stayed in the room. But Morgan's ability to go through it was a lot different because her dad was there. You see, because her dad had his arms around her. Because her dad was covering her eyes, so she was forced to put all her trust in her father. And I just came to tell you today that some of you have to go through some storms because it's something that God wants to give you in the storm. But the only way you're going to get through it is if you put your trust and your confidence in the one who's able. The one who's able to hold you through the storm. The one who's able to protect you through the storm. The one who's able to give you peace and serenity in the midst of the storm.